you could still disclose, like, that information that, hey, you know what?
Well, I mean, you disclosed it to your parents. You disclosed it to basically...
No, her parent. The only person that knew was Jessica. But, let's be real here. Charles, if we think about the flashbacks, Charles had no problem disclosing this information to Bethany.
Not at all.
So, what makes Bethany different than an actual friend? It doesn't make sense.
Than a best friend.
Yeah, like, it makes no sense whatsoever. None. I'm telling you, we are going to find out that Charles is not, in fact, Cece.
Well, I really hope you're right on that, but we have 4 fucking episodes in which they're going to do this.
I think Cece is going to wind up being Bethany. I really do. I think Cece is going to be Bethany. I think that Ren is going to be... I'm telling you.
I told you. Didn't I tell you?
And I told you that I was going to tell you that.
And when did I tell you? A long time ago.
I think... Here's what I think, okay? I'm probably wrong, but here is what I personally think. I think Ren is Charles. I think Cece is Bethany. And I think Spencer's twin and Charles have some kind of connection via, they were, like, whatever the case may be. Like, we think, like, oh, well, Charles was in Radley and Charles was in this. We only ever heard that from Cece. Like, that's the only person we ever heard that from.
Right, no,
we've never
I understand what you're saying.
Heard, anybody else back Cece's story up.
Right.
Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. We've never heard anyone back Cece's story up. Okay, so you're thinking,
and I'm not disagreeing with this because I would love nothing more, but you're thinking that Ren being Charles, ergo, he'll be AD. Why switch the name to AD instead of just keeping it as Charles? Because of the whole Cece story?
I have no clue.
I mean, obviously, that's backing up.
I don't know, but I really think that we're going to find out that Spencer and Ren, Spencer's twin and Ren have some kind of connection, and they are AD together. Like, 2 separate names, almost. Like, maybe they're 2 biological names, or 2 adopted names, or whatever. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that whole Avery thing was weird, too. Like, remember Avery?
Yeah.
Like, oh, my friend, you know, and Spencer wasn't there for that meeting, either.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not trying to bring up the past. I'm not trying to, like, fucking, like, bring up shit to confuse people. But I'm just saying, I think AD stands for 2 different people. There's an A initial and a D initial.
Avery De Laurentiis?
No, I think, like, Avery and fucking Donald or something. Like, but do you understand what I'm saying?
No,
like,
I do, yeah.
I really think that Ren and Spencer's twin are AD together. And in that comic book, we saw, somebody pointed it out on my live me too, we saw 2 black hoodies. 2 black hoodies. I'm telling you, I really think that Cece was just on, like, another puppet in the game, just to kind of, like, maybe they were, like, coming too close to finding out what was really happening, and it was just kind of, like, to throw that in the mix, and I think we're going to find out that Spencer's twin killed Cece.
Okay, let me go out on a limb here and ask your thoughts.
I swear to God, if we find out that Ren is AD, I am gonna fucking throw the fucking fuck yous all over Twitter. I'm gonna be like, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm gonna be so excited if we find out that Ren is AD. And we have been calling it for fucking 6 seasons. 6!
Okay.
I'm excited.
Be that as it may.
I do.
Let's think differently for just a moment.
I don't want to.
Suppose Julian Morris's return was only in that episode for 3.2 seconds.
I think that they would be stupid if that was the case.
I understand what you think.
I get what you're saying, and I get you're saying, let's just pretend.
But what you don't get is me pointing out if it's not Spencer's twin, if it's not Ren, and it turns out to be someone completely different from what's in your thoughts. Who would you think it might be?
Do you really want to know?
Yes, I do.
Toby.
Why?
Okay.
Let's face it, he had a car accident.
Okay, and look at this. He walked away fine and fucking his fiance died.
Yes.
Okay? I think that it could be Toby, first of all, because let's be real here. Nobody ever looked into Yvonne's death. Like, no one. Like, this bitch woke up. She was fine. She was fine. She was talking. She was fucking fine. And I know that weird things happen sometimes, but no, this bitch was poisoned, okay? She was all like, like, she was fine. She was fucking fine. And not to mention with the butterscotch, whatever she was eating. Oh no, I'll save it. You know, like, I don't want one. And he's always been creepy since the beginning. You know this. And I think that I don't have like a reasoning for him. I really don't. Unless, because we've never met like Toby's father.
No.
We've never met Toby's father. Okay, Toby's father was never like really in the picture. Because what happened? It was what did he do? He wound up marrying Jenna's mom or something like that. Was it married? Were they married? But we never met his father. And maybe, just maybe, how, like, I know, it's, like, really far-fetched, but, I mean, his mom was in Radley. His mom, like, had a big part of this story. And it seems like that to me, like, her death could seem like a big enough reason for him to be AD, for them to, like, figure out a way to make it work. Do you know what I mean? I can't think of any other reason. Like, I can't think of... The only reason I'm saying Toby and not Ezra is because I still think Ezra could be too, but that would kind of fuck up the whole wedding thing, wouldn't you think?
One would think so.
One would think so, but, I mean... Okay. That's the reason I'm staying away from Ezra. Just because they are getting married. They actually are. They are getting married in this season. Like, it's not like... oh, we just know that they're engaged right now. No, like, we know that they're getting married. Like, they said that they get married. Do you know what I mean? So, that's the only...
Which, you know something? If Nicole's name is never mentioned again, I'll enjoy that.
Yeah. Like, I'll be fine with that. So, there's no way it's Caleb. None. Just none. No fucking way it's Caleb.
Even if they were to be revealed
Caleb
as
has
Caleb, I would
never...
not...
That is the only person that would piss me off. That's the only person that would piss me off. Like, I would literally get so upset if it was Caleb. I would literally be heartbroken, and not in a good way. Like, I wouldn't be shocked. I mean, I would be shocked, but I would not be, like, shocked in a good way. I'd be, like, really upset that, like, how could you take such an amazing character? Like, not a flaw to him. I've never looked at him as suspicious, ever. Do you know what I mean? There's never been a suspicious moment for me with Caleb, ever. So, I don't think it's Caleb. I don't think that it's Lucas. Like, I just don't. I never did think it was Lucas. Lucas, I don't know. They do have him play the victim very well, and he is, like, a little cupcake and stuff like that, but I really do think he has a dark side. Do you know what I mean? Like, when I look at Lucas, I'm like...
the comic books, that's proof enough.
When I look at Lucas, I do think he has a dark side, but I don't think it's going to be Lucas. It could be. So, my people that I still think that have a chance is, other than, obviously, Ren and Spencer's twin, is, Cece, or, Ren and, Toby. Besides Ren...
Any females cross your mind?
I think it's Toby.
Besides Spencer's twin?
Just Spencer's twin. Why? Who do you think?
Oh, I'm just asking.
Why?
Just reasons.
Why? Is it Paige?
No, I don't believe that at all.
Melissa?
I don't believe that it's Paige at all.
Okay, what about Melissa?
I'm not sure.
Really?
Really.
Why, though? Like, why? What do you think her reasoning would be? What would her reasoning be?
Don't know.
You read something, didn't you?
I'm not confirming or denying.
Gianna, we're not supposed to read spoilers.
I know.
Did you?
I saw it.
What?
Something. I'm not saying it on the video. I don't believe that it's true. Neither does Jeff.
That Melissa's A?
I'm not getting into it.
Ugh. All right, let's end the video anyway. So next week's episode looks promising, but I mean, this episode wasn't terrible.
No, this was
it made
a good
me think
episode.
a little bit. Yeah, like it made me think a little bit, and like I was happier with this episode than I've been in a few weeks. So I'm happy about it. But next week's episode looks really good. So we'll hope.
One thing that I do want to touch upon is the fact that seriously, it's about time that they start giving Mona a break. Because really, I understand that, you know, it's hard to get to trust somebody again, but the girl has proved herself over and over and over and over and
And
over.
she's the only one
again.
that I think that she's gonna be the one that fucking breaks everything. Like that.
I
that
really hope
solves
so,
it all.
because I thought that in this episode we were going to see her witness the game.
Yeah, I think she's gonna be the one that actually.
Obviously, that'll probably be in next week's episode, or who knows when it'll be. But
That's it.
quit giving her a bad fucking rap. Leave her alone.
Leave Mona alone. Bye, guys.
Bye.
See you next Tuesday.